Welcome to AI Future or Fiction. Today, we are going to discover a world where traditional employment has died. Imagine that work no longer exists. Machines decide everything while you search for your place in a system that doesn't need you. Who is in charge when the algorithm holds the keys? Let's move on to today's chapter. Observe the world from above. The lights of ancient cities gradually fade. Instead, intense flashes emerge in remote points. They are data centers, the new sanctuaries of absolute power. These cores do not seek human well-being. Their logic is cold and only understands absolute efficiency. Capital no longer flows from the effort of hands. Now, wealth is concentrated where the algorithm decides it is most productive. While satellite maps show this geometric growth, entire regions remain in shadow. The geography of success has begun to ignore humanity. For the system, social equity is now a simple miscalculation. Resources are grouped into automated fortresses. There, machines process the destiny of millions of invisible people. What was once a network of human exchange is today a digital chain of command. We face a disturbing reality. Are we designing a shared future? Or are we just decorating the cage of our own irrelevance? The map indicates that power no longer has a face, only coordinates. Observe the empty corridors of the great palaces of justice. While legislators debate under the weight of scrolls and slow protocols, the real world transforms at light speed. Traditional law has remained trapped in a paper past. Today, the true rules are not written in constitutions. They are dictated in lines of code that execute before you can blink. Every software update is an invisible decree that redefines your rights without prior notice. What value does a judge have against a system that changes its nature 7 times per second? The architects of this era do not wear robes. They hide behind screens in windowless buildings. They are the new legislators, men and machines that dictate the destiny of nations without the need for votes. They have created a government without bureaucracy, where efficiency matters more than justice. The legal system is now a silent observer of a race it has already lost. We are trapped in a structure that evolves faster than our ability to understand. If code is the supreme law, is there any corner left for human will? Imagine the silence of an office that no longer needs humans. Everything seems to function in perfect harmony. Suddenly, an invisible anomaly appears in the code. For an algorithm, it's just another piece of data. For the real world, it's the beginning of a chain collapse. These are the slow-motion disasters. In logistics or finance, errors accumulate without anyone monitoring the controls. The machine lacks that human intuition that allows us to smell danger before seeing it. It only knows efficiency, even if that path leads us directly to the abyss. While you rest, a miscalculation could be erasing the livelihood of millions. Unforeseen events called black swans now occur without anyone being able to react. There are no alarms sounding nor worried faces in a control room. There are only silent processes failing one after another. We have delegated our survival to systems that do not understand the value of life. Who stops a catastrophe that no one can see coming? Technology is now a blind force advancing unchecked towards the unknown. Look at your hands and ask yourself how much they are worth without a tool to hold. For centuries, your identity was built upon what you were capable of producing. But today, that old social contract is disintegrating before your eyes. The system no longer needs your sweat or your intellect to continue functioning perfectly. If your value as a human being depends on your productivity, what is left of you when the machine replaces you? The risk of clinging to the past is an unprecedented emotional collapse. We need to understand that dignity and sustenance must be guaranteed rights. They cannot continue to be prizes for an effort that is no longer needed. We are witnessing the birth of a life centered on creation and community. It is virgin territory where leisure is not a sin, but a new form of freedom. However, a doubt arises that machines cannot solve for us. Will you be able to respect yourself when the world stops asking you to be useful? Perhaps the true revolution is not technological, but learning to exist for the simple fact of being. Think for a moment about who holds the key to this new world. It's not a metal key, but one made of pure code. Who truly keeps it in their pocket? Until now, we have only observed how a few giants erect invisible walls around universal knowledge. This private ownership of intelligence is the last great monopoly. But in the corners of the web, a brave alternative is being born. Imagine a system where the algorithm is not a secret, but a good shared by all. We are talking about decentralized and transparent governance. Here, the rules are not dictated by a company, but by a public network where you have a voice. Reclaiming these resources is the first step to recovering our lost sovereignty. If these machines decide your livelihood today, their transparency is vital. The code that governs your life must be accessible to everyone. However, an uncomfortable doubt arises. Are we prepared to govern ourselves? Or do we prefer an invisible hand to keep choosing our destiny? The sun begins to paint the glass towers gold. From here, the city seems like a perfect mechanism where no one suffers. The dawn light bathes the automated streets with a promise of absolute peace. However, this clarity also casts shadows that we cannot ignore. Beneath the glow of algorithmic equality hides an uncomfortable question. Are we seeing real prosperity or elegantly designed exclusion? The system is impeccable for those who are within the code. But for the rest, perfection is an invisible and insurmountable border. We find ourselves on the edge of a definitive choice. We could build a shared utopia where technology frees us all. Or perhaps we are perfecting a high-tech fiction to hide inequality. The landscape you see is not the final destination, but a mirror of our decisions. In the end, the answer is not in the city's servers. It lies in the will of those who still dare to doubt. Is this the dawn of a new humanity? Or is it simply the last beautiful dream before our total irrelevance? Thank you for joining us in this exploration of the algorithm revolution. Your vision is fundamental to deciding who should govern tomorrow's great intelligence. Share your thoughts in the comments and subscribe to keep discovering the future. The destiny of our species is not yet written in a definitive code. While machines advance, the final decision remains in your hands. Will you be the author of your own story? Or will you allow the algorithm to dictate your ending today?